I'm wrong.
Next up we have Zach from Brilliant Soul. It's a unique shoe-based company. I'll let them explain more.
The demo begins.
Act 2, what? Is this good? Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Hey, I'm Zach. I work at Brilliant Soul. And at Brilliant Soul, we're making smart insoles for developers. They have pressure sensors, a motion sensor, and haptics for feedback. You can use our SDKs to make whatever you want. Games, fitness apps, AR, etc. Now we recently acquired Yucatan, a competitor doing the same thing but in a different form factor, where they have all the electronics put on the side except for the pressure-sensitive insole. It was run by some unemployed loser living with his parents, so it was pretty easy to acquire. We just tossed some equity his way, and he thinks it'll be worth something if he keeps working with us. Since then, he's redone the firmware, and it's now 100% compatible with our SDKs. That's great because the hardware is modular, so we can remove the insole, take off the shoe clip, and use whatever clip we want. Like this loop clip that allows us to wrap it around our wrist for punch detection, or use it as a pinch and drag controller for AR glasses or whatever. Or wrap it around their ankle for kick detection.
Nice.
So we work as Slime VR trackers if you're into like VR chat. So that's part one, our Yucatan integration. Part two is something completely different. It's called the Social Area Network, and it's a hyper-local social network. And there's a QR code in the corner if you want to try it out. So here's how it works. You sign up, set your location, and then you'll see a bunch of topics posted by people nearby. They can be people in the same building as you, someone in the Starbucks next door, who knows, it's all anonymous. And you can like the topics, and then you'll be put into a chat with either the person who posted that topic or someone else who also liked that topic. And the chat is anonymous. No personal information is shared. And you can only have one active chat at a time, just like real life, ideally. Either of you can end the chat at any time and give a reason. Maybe it went well and you met up a person, maybe things didn't vibe, or maybe they're being inappropriate. It's nice to give the other person some feedback. Once the chat ends, you're immediately matched up with the next person who's available and the cycle continues. They may even be the same person but about a different topic. You can even post your own topics, and others will be matched with you if they like them. Or they'll be matched with someone else who liked your topics if you're already in the chat. You can also set filters like distance, age range, gender, whatever, only seeing topics made by those people, just, Now, what prompted this? I actually prompted this in a few days using bolt.new, but what motivated this? I went to GDC a few weeks ago, and it's really hard for me to go up to strangers and introduce myself. But a while back, we at Brilliant Soul, we took our insole hardware in a glove form factor and I wore it around. And it made it easier to talk to people because they walk up to me and be like, "What's with the glove?" And I'd be like, "I'm glad you asked. You see, I'm making smart insoles." And they're like, "I asked about the glove, okay." And then I realized that if we can take all of our passions and interests and bring them out for others to see, it would be way easier to figure out who to talk to, because right now all you see are people's physical form, and that doesn't really tell you much about what they're into. And only after talking for them for a bit, you don't realize you don't really vibe, and there's an awkward thing where you gotta like move away, where you tell them, "I'm gonna let you go," as if you're doing a favor. It's very inefficient. With the social area network, you share your interests up front, no pictures, no names, match based on common interests, and get straight to the point, and then move on to the next person if the chat goes dry, or if you met up with the person. I didn't realize how inefficient meetups themselves are. All these people are going to a certain place at a certain time. They may not all make it because of their busy lives, especially if they're important people like yourselves with so much going on. And the traffic also sucks too, because I live in Camarillo and I took like a 2-hour Uber ride here. And what's crazy is that you all live in the same city, paying thousands to be near each other, but you never really get to meet each other. Think of all the people you pass by every day, or sitting near in a Starbucks, and how many potential connections you're missing out on. Who knows? You may have walked past someone you were going to meet up with next month at some meetup, if only you knew. You may even decide not to go to that meetup because it's too far away and there's too much traffic, and yet all the other people who also failed live in the same apartment complex as you. You never would have known. You just met up in the common area. Instead of going to meetups, you can just open up the social area network while you're out and about, co-working or having lunch, and chat with people nearby instead of aimlessly scrolling on Instagram. You can have multiple mini meetups throughout the day, like you're microdosing Luma. So please try it out tonight, and if it goes well, maybe do it in a more professional way and make it a product, like using Stripe identity for verifying users or having a streamlined way of reporting inappropriate topics and users, stuff like that. Thank you.